Hi, this is Phil from SkiTalk.com. We are here with Matt Farness with Lange and their all-new RS collection of boots. Now, while this might look similar to the outgoing model, it's completely different, and you've kind of revamped your collections a little bit. Let's talk about how you've done that and what your goal is with this collection.
Yeah, so anytime we make a change to the Blue Boot, it's a big deal for us. We have an all-new RS product this year. 130 all the way down to our 70 short cuffs get a substantial overhaul. They're a lower volume fit than they've been in the past, with a deeper, tighter heel pocket, a little bit lower over the instep, a little bit lower over the toe buckle here, and slightly more narrow in terms of forefoot width. Again, providing the incredible heel retention that this boot is known for and beloved for. But now providing even more responsiveness and even a higher performance fit level. We've got some really cool new technologies in this boot as well, including this Power Flex insert. This really leverages or capitalizes on some of the lessons that we learned in the development of our all-mountain freeride product, Shadow. One of the consumer benefits of Shadow, performance benefits of Shadow, is that it drives so much power and energy to the front of the boot that it gives you more leverage over the tips of your skis for faster, more precise turn initiations. We wanted to gain that same effect in our performance piece-oriented RS products. And this Power Flex insert is a carbon injected plastic. It really enhances the bond or the integration of the upper cuff and the boot lower, helps us to preserve more of the energy that's being generated, and because of its larger surface area, helps to drive more of that energy further forward in the boot, again giving you faster, more precise turn initiation because you're gaining more leverage over the forebody of the ski.
Now, I see where some manufacturers have been making boots a little more generous in their overall fit. What we're seeing here is we're actually a little more contact to the foot by lowering that roof a little bit. I think it's like 1.5 millimeters on the top here, and again pushing it back in the pocket here. So again, for the people that have been in an RS boot, they're going to come to this boot it's like, oh yeah, this still fits good as the day that I put it on. It's not going to pack out nearly as much. And that's what I found when I started playing with this boot. And we've got still staying with the LV and the MV, but we also made some changes to the shell design. We dropped a couple of millimeters in the shell design to make it more efficient. We went to the sizes being on the 6s, 286, 296, 306, and going on up down to the 3s to make a little bit shorter, a little more connection. And also, we're going full solid lug, no matter whether it's an LV or an MV. So again, more connection to the ski by doing that, correct?
Yeah, well, our whole goal was to take RS and shift its performance level closer to our World Cup boots. So we've done a number of different things, including re-engineering the shell wall and cuff thickness profiles of the boot to more closely approximate our World Cup boots. We've changed the hinge rivet location or the pivot point of the boot to be positioned in the same spot relative to our World Cup boots. Again, solid sole constructions throughout the entire collection. All of these things are moving this boot and taking its performance level and moving it closer to what we can offer in our World Cup products, but with that slightly more generous fit profile. But still giving you an exceptional amount of responsiveness because, again, we have made the fit of this boot just incrementally smaller.
Well, I normally ski this boot in an LV, which really, and I do a first and fifth Met punch on that. When I put the MV on, I still had that heel hold that I want in that back half of the boot. It was stellar, but my foot in the forefoot just relaxed really nice and easy. And I think I'd be comfortable with this boot in an MV. So when you're in your shop, don't dismiss if you need to do work on that LV. You might take a look at that MV in that because that forefoot area. And the other nice thing that you brought forward, which really makes sense, and we've had this discussion, is you kept the 21.5 in the collection.
Yeah, so all of our short cuff products, we have a 120, a 110, a 90, and a 70 short cuff. They all are available in a true 21.5 that is a 261 millimeter boot sole.
I mean, that's fantastic. And you just mentioned something. You have a 120 now in 21.5 where you didn't have that in the past. It stopped at the 110.
We've offered it in the past over the last 4 or 5 years. We stopped offering it, and we're going to offer it again.
Yeah. So I think that's really good. And you've got the new blue boot here, and also, but you also added something on this as far as airflow.
Yeah. Well, you know, in an activity like race, tenths of a second, hundredths of a second matter. And one of the things that we realized was that speed is in the details of the boot. So we have some new aerodynamic contouring to the shell and to the upper cuff. We partnered with a company called Sauber Engineering.
Okay.
They have a Formula One race team and they do extensive wind tunnel testing in F1. So we wind tunnel tested every aspect of this boot. And some of the interesting findings were that, you know, by recontouring the lower shell, the upper cuff, the buckles, and then by perfecting a new finish on the inside of the mold, which really transposes to the external shell finish, we could net a 7% reduction in wind drag in this product.
That's significant.
Speed's in the details.
Right, so the people out there that are waxing their boots, they don't need to do that anymore. Just switch over to the Blue Boot.
That's right.
So, I mean, this is going to be a fast boot because fast skiing is fun and skiing is fun.
If you enjoyed this informative video, hit that bell, subscribe so that you'll stay up to date on the new videos, and check out SkiTalk.com for more ski-related content.
Also, please follow SkiTalk.com on all of your social media channels. Please ask yourself, do you know where your 10mm socket is right now?